Hey, what is up, Coffee Nation? I'm going, back to coffee. With the new one this week, we got Jim Beam Original Bourbon Flavored Coffee and Jim Beam Vanilla Bourbon Vanilla Flavored Ground Coffee. Now, this one I found in my recent excursion. It was at the Dollar Tree. I'm not a savage this week, Coffee Nation. I didn't have the purified water, but what I did have, a little pinch of salt to kill the bitterness. Though, from what I know about this coffee, Coffee Nation, it's not very bitter. Like, it actually has a heavy hinting of that bourbon in it, though the coffee itself is non-alcoholic. $1.25, Coffee Nation. It goes back to that bourbon and coffee I've been saying forever. It's one of those combinations that people don't understand, but it goes. My only critique is it should have been Kentucky coffee. But other than that, I mean, flavors of Jim Beam, I haven't had straight Jim Beam in a while, so I can't necessarily get that. This coffee is definitely different, Coffee Nation. It's got flavors of smoke, kind of a woodiness to it, you know? It is a flavored coffee, but it's not like sweet, you know? It doesn't have a whole lot of body. Um, but yeah, it does resemble that of a coffee with a bourbon in it. How would it compare to the real deal coffee with bourbon? Who knows? I wouldn't know. I might try it for this video, but as of now, it's just a coffee with a hinting of bourbon. So, very interesting. Not bad. Not bad, Coffee Nation. For $1.25, I mean, that one can't be beat, really. But, you know, how does bourbon vanilla hold up? And essentially, this is just a very light coffee hinted with some character of bourbon. So, naturally and artificially flavored by the Jim Beam Corporation. Bourbon has been more popular, though, as of late, as people try to look at whiskey. So, I mean, it's been going up dramatically, Coffee Nation. So I could see this being very popular, especially at its standard coffee price pointing. Because I saw the Jack Daniels flavored coffee, and that one was like $17. You know, that's as much as a real bottle of Jack Daniels for a can of coffee. So, $1.25 for these little packets, not a bad buy. But I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to try the vanilla. So, stay tuned. Hey, what is up, Coffee Nation? Part 2 coffee review. Jim Beam Bourbon Vanilla. Okay, and what does this have to do with the previous one? If it looks like I lost weight in between takes, you need to get your eyes examined, because it was not the case. This was shot months apart from the previous first part of this video. One continuous look. But dollar store find Jim Beam Bourbon Vanilla. Now, I like the bourbon flavored coffee. I thought it was exotic. You know, it did taste like bourbon. It was funky and interesting. But, you know, the first one I grabbed was actually the bourbon vanilla because I thought that was all they had. And then I saw original bourbon coffee. So, I brewed it with purified water, no salt because it is still technically supposed to be a flavored coffee. But let us taste it, see what, if we like it better. Still kind of hot. Well, there's a light vanilla. Still pretty heavy on the bourbon. There's a light roast in the middle. Almost actually a bit harsher than the previous Coffee Nation. Overall, though, not bad. I mean, for a 4 ounce packet for $1.25, it's still, relatively affordable Coffee Nation. And it does taste like bourbon. Maybe the bourbon one more so than the bourbon vanilla. Which, it has its own unique flavor, but I've had bourbon vanilla before, or vanilla bourbon before, and it's just, it's not. It's a very sweet thing, very sweet spirit. This is still not very sweet. It's not like a flavored coffee. It's like a coffee, but with some character of bourbon vanilla. So, interesting. I don't know if it's made. It says flavored coffee, so I'll assume it's made the traditional way of a flavored coffee, but it's a good flavored coffee. Like, I would put this in a gift basket. Good flavored coffee, Coffee Nation. This is a non-alcoholic product, contains less than 0.5 alcohol by volume. That is a lot. So maybe you could get a little buzzed if you had the whole thing of coffee, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to attempt that tonight, Coffee Nation. I will, though, tell you this. If you see it, get it. This is a find, Dollar Tree, $1.25, Not the best reputation for coffee, but I found it, Coffee Nation. I found it and I enjoyed it. So, definitely try this one and always stay coffee. In the city.